It's not until I do these videos that I realize I need a haircut. Pretty much every single week I do these. I do check actually. It's the only superficial thing that I can attest to. It is that I do check my hair and make sure that I'm properly groomed. So tomorrow I will be having a date with a barber. So I spoke to my friend. This video may actually premiere. I think it premieres at 10 o'clock, and it looks like two are going to come out almost immediately. No, I'm not fast acting on these. It's the fact that I just had a conversation with him. He specifically not only wanted to know time commitments, but the capstone for his prospective MBA program is going to be during a certain series of events in his life, and he wants to make sure that he has enough time to commit to it. And so I'm going to give a brief overview of what we do with capstone. The way this works for Ross, and I can't speak to any other university. Obviously, I'm not getting another master's again, certainly not a PhD. But what they did was they gave us a list of 25 companies. Some were extremely well known that any consumer would understand. Others were small, privately held companies that I'd never heard of before. They give a brief description of the company, the person you're reporting to, and the problem. And then they put it into a category like go to market, strategy, technology, AI, whatever it is. I bid on a specific company that I did not know the first thing about, but I knew existed. And I went into a segment that I had no prior knowledge of. I went ahead, got into that segment, had the introduction call with my sponsors. The sponsors are the people with whom you're going to be working daily on this project. And what they ended up doing was they gave me a brief overview, they gave me some more information, but before anything else could happen, they had me sign a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. If you're in a capstone project for a major company or a research and technology company, for instance, they may have you sign an NDA. I stuck to it. In addition to that, we could use no AI to go ahead and research this because for a lot of the AI programs out there, what they'll do is if you start to describe the problem in the company with whom you work, what will end up happening is it will start to aggregate that data and use it to benefit other users in their search. And because a lot of what they were working on was confidential, they did not want us to use AI. I know that in some capstone projects, AI greatly aided some people. We did not have that benefit, so it went back to old-fashioned legwork. You will be given access to your school's library of information. That includes reports like IBIS and Gartner, which are major research paper, white papers is what I call them, on certain subjects, competitor reports, so on and so forth. After conducting due diligence, we went ahead and we scheduled daily calls with different stakeholders within the organization to gain their perspective, to identify some current state issues. And then what you do is you go back and you start to read a lot more. Basically, you are just flooded with data, page after page after page. Um, what we ended up doing was we spent, I believe in the previous video, I told you we spent 4 weeks conducting extreme current state on the business, as well as what the market looked like in the future. So we looked at where we were and where the market was going. And then what we tried to do was tailor solutions based on where their business unit could fit and most benefit from specific course corrections. After that, we spent 2 weeks writing a research report and then also writing a summary of that research report and then translating that into a PowerPoint. Just to give you an idea of what was going on here, the research report itself was more of an academic paper. It was over 100 pages long. If I remember correctly, it was 119 pages. The summarization report was 20 pages that we all contributed to. And then we had a PowerPoint as well as a presentation that lasted for about 2 hours with the major stakeholders of the company. The reason I'm saying that is that the amount of time commitment that you had to put forth for this project was par for the course with every other group in our 120 person class. So I'm not trying to scare you away from it. If your team clicks, we had 5 people on the team, including myself. If your team clicks like our team did, we were able to get this done fairly quickly relative to some other teams. You have to make sure that you've got all of your horses running in the same direction and at the same speed in order to get this done. You need to work collaboratively. You need to hold a lot of team calls. We did it twice a week to make sure that we were on course. We had a project plan, project manager here. So I made sure I created the plan and we stuck to our dates. As long as you're doing that, the capstone course, even though it's challenging, you can manage it. If, however, you get into a group of people who are all trying to steer in different directions, you're going to have a hard time. All in all, what I would say is that yes, we did have classes going on during this time, but the university understood that the capstone would take about 75% of our effort, and they allowed us the time and the bandwidth to go ahead and focus on that. What I will tell you is that toward the end of the capstone, my Saturdays and Sundays began at 5 a.m. and ended at 9 or 10 p.m. because I was so focused on writing these reports and making sure that they made sense, sanity checking everything, that it took a huge time commitment. But with that being said, it really benefited me because it, again, allowed me to look at stuff from a different perspective and come up with imaginative solutions, practical ones as well. So don't be afraid of the capstone. You will be allowed and you'll be given time with your current coursework to finish it. But again, it's important to understand the fact of the matter is that this will be the big piece of your MBA along with your coursework. Just make sure that you have the time to do it. And if you don't think that you have the time to do it, work with your university to figure out what the course of action is. If you delay a year, I don't think that's a huge problem. The issue here is making sure that you put forth your best effort because really that summarizes your MBA experience at the end, not one single class. All right, that's it. Okay, I'm done for the night. Thank you.